Hi everyone, my name's Anne. Welcome to my channel. I film art content on here. This is my dog Maya, and today we are going to be painting this picture of some clouds. This is acrylic paint on canvas paper, and I used blue, red, yellow, and white. So you only need 4 colors. It's super easy. It took me 40 minutes, and if you want to take a screenshot so you can follow along, go ahead and do that now. And if you want to see how to paint this, just keep watching. Alright, let's get started. So all I've done here is taken a blank piece of paper and cut it in half. This is just regular canvas paper, and I'm taking some blue and mixing my first color, which is going to be blue and white for the background of the clouds. Adding more blue, and I'm going to mute this down, and I'm going to add a little bit of red. And I'm trying to use this photo up in the corner, upper left corner, as a loose reference photo. So I'm not copying it exactly, but I'm using it just kind of for a little inspiration and a little guidance as to where we want to go. So I'm just speeding this right along, painting the background in of the sky, mixing up more color because I ran out. And I'm just using a small flat brush here, just to cover up all the space in the background. And then I go in with my middle shade on the right. So I didn't record mixing it, but it's basically just that top shade of blue with white. So just mix up a light blue middle tone and start blocking in some shadows. And this doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to paint over it and blend it together. So the colors on the right are going to be blue and white on the top mixed in, and then more white with that first blue, and then the bottom most light color is going to be just the middle tone with more white. So it's pretty easy. Just mix up these colors together. And then you can also mute down your colors if they're looking a little too vibrant by adding red and yellow, which mutes down blue because blue and orange are opposites on the color wheel. So if you mix blue with orange, aka red and yellow, you mute down the color. Yeah, so I'm just going in and blocking in some shadows. And I'm keeping in mind a light source, and that is going to be behind the clouds. So if you were to imagine the light coming from kind of like above and behind the clouds. I'm going in with the middle tone and starting to block in that color and kind of blend a little bit. Yeah, so you can see down here I'm blending in those two colors, so it kind of flows a little bit better and doesn't look so harsh. I'm going to keep blending and just take your time here. I know I'm doing this on a fast track, but just take your time because it really just takes layers. Clouds are all about layers, so especially in acrylics. So definitely just take your time and blend away. Just mixing up more paint there. Just going back in. Blending out those shadows, blend, blend, blend. So now I took the lighter color and I'm starting to work on some highlights, which is gonna be, this is our lightest color. And then I also go in with some straight white onto a dirty brush. So I'm not cleaning off my brush, I'm just taking whatever paint was on there with a little bit of white to add those highlights. And I slowed it down here so you can really see how I'm applying. It's more of a dabbing motion, and that helps it blend and also create like a puffiness texture, the dabbing. So If you want it to look more like a puffy cloud, definitely dab. If you want it to be more wispy, then do brush strokes. Yeah, so I just do that basically on the rest of the cloud, and I've sped it up here because it's the same thing that I just showed, but all over. And yeah, that is most of the blending done. I'm gonna focus in on this corner and show you how I did that. I'm making it a bit darker. So you can see I created a little bit of a darker blue, just the same process, taking blue, red, and yellow, mixing those together, and creating a little bit of a darker bottom left corner. And now I'm going in with my round brush and creating some wispies. You could do this before you create the clouds or after, totally up to you. Yeah, and I'm varying using the edge of my brush and the flat side of my brush to get some varying thickness in the wispies. And then I'm also pulling from the top of the clouds to make it look like the wispies are partially coming off of our clouds. And you can see I go back in and add some wispies up on top. And if you don't like the wispies, you could totally skip it. It's your painting, you can do whatever you want. So yeah, don't feel like you have to do this. But yeah, if you want to, I think it's a fun effect. Yeah, I'm just smoothing out, blending, adding some light wispies over the top, just to make it look like some of that is coming off of our clouds. And then more highlights. Yeah, just keep going, adding in here. At this step, you can pretty much add whatever you think is missing. If you want to intensify some of those highlights, go for it. If you want to make some areas darker, that's fine too. But at this stage, I'm almost done, so I'm just adding some finishing touches. Typically at the end, I like to add in more highlights, so that is what I'm doing here. Yeah, and then I just went back in with my square brush and blended some of those highlights into the painting. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. Bye!